Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, guys? How are you? How are you? Well, all of a sudden we've got some issues with my stream deck. I don't know what's up, but that's not good. That's not good. We'll have to try to figure that out. My buttons aren't working. Look at that streak, dude. We're going streaking. Yo, I was actually trying to get a GIF set up for the streaking thing yesterday, but I just didn't have time to finish it. So I'm working on some new stuff for us, some new GIFs and stuff like that. But what's up, Ferret? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Let me see something. Been better, but not bad. Are you still dealing with your headache, buddy? I'm gonna try to do something real quick and see if this fixes my stream deck. All of a sudden, none of my buttons were working, so this morning, yeah, headaches. God, man, I'm sorry. You've been having a brutal time, dude. We'll see if this fixes it. If not, then it's just gonna be a weird news segment with no quality of life from my stream deck. I haven't had to go without my stream deck for a while, so we'll see what happens. Give me 1 second here. Oh, man. Alright, here it goes. Let's see. Yeah, fix the buttons to fix my head. I'm working on it, dude. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, okay, yeah. Go. Everything's fine. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the stream or anything. I think we'll be okay. But, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you had a great day yesterday. It's always good to be back after that day off. The day off is so great for me to be able to take care of so much different stuff, whether it be behind the scenes stream stuff or, you know, the, okay, I think, are we good? We might be good. Oh, it definitely messed with some stuff, didn't it? Yeah, they're just things just are not working. It's weird. Okay, well, hold on. Might just be a day without Stream Deck till I can figure out what's going on with it. Yeah, there's definitely a desync. Definitely a desync, dude. Okay, well, it is what it is, and I'll have to figure it out later. So it's gonna be a weird day with no quality of life for me. So I haven't had to have a stream without Stream Deck in quite a while. It might be because I updated OBS. OBS got updated, now all of a sudden Stream Deck's not working. So we'll have to see if we can figure that out. But oh well, it's one of those tech things, dude. It'll be all right. Not the end of the world for us. We'll still be able to, we'll be able to maintain today. It'll be all right. We'll figure it out. Hopefully, here's one of the things I need to make sure I have up though. Before if I'm not going to be able to do that, let me make sure I have something ready over here.
Unacceptable!
Yeah, I know, dude. I know. Really weird. It was fine before I started the stream, and then all of a sudden after the stream was live, nothing's working. So kind of weird. There we go. Okay, at least that's there. That's there. So I can get away with not using it for right now. Sorry guys, sorry for the delay. Weird kind of situation, but it'll be all right. We'll figure it out, and we'll have a great day. So we got video gaming news, obviously, as we always do for today, March 21st, and then we're going to dive into day 2 of Binding of Isaac Repentance. So what we're probably also going to do before we play Binding of Isaac today, probably going to jump into a little bit of doing our Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator. So be prepared for that. We'll probably do that before we play Binding of Isaac today. And see if we can figure all that out. So get us a little bit of some early hype. Man, that is some wishful thinking there, dude. And just because it starts with a D, he's like, oh no. Oh, yeah. So, Dragon's Dogma 2, man. We've got the character creator downloaded and installed. And I did that at the beginning of the week, but I just figured we would wait until today since it's only one day away until we play Dragon's Dogma 2. Bit of a nice hype up precursor to us playing tomorrow. And that way tomorrow we won't have to spend, because I like character creator stuff, and we won't have to spend extra time tomorrow doing character creator things for both of our character and our pawn before we jump in and just start playing the game right away after the news tomorrow. So that's what we'll do today. That's the plan. Let's go ahead and get prepared to do some video gaming news. What do you guys say? Let's do this. This is gonna be so weird doing this without I need my stream deck, man. It's so weird doing this without stream deck. Well, if something else wants to... Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. All right, let's get over there. Let's do this and see what we can find out. Stay current with what's happening in the video gaming industry. Let's go. Let's do this, man. Cool. I think everything else seems okay, so it could be worse. I'm just kind of weirded out by the fact that all of a sudden this is like nothing's working. I will have some like dedicated. I've got about, I think, 6 roughly dedicated clips from the previous week's news segments that are going to be going up as their own YouTube videos from our news segments over the past week. They'll be hitting YouTube probably tonight. I didn't have time to get them all finished yesterday. I did get all of last week's news segments up on YouTube, so if anybody missed any of the full news segments, they're up on YouTube. But the some of the more pertinent, important news segments that I usually try to take out and make public and put up on YouTube, those are not available yet. They're there, they're just not accessible to you yet. I'm finishing up some things on them, and they'll be up there probably tonight, okay? We've talked about the Captain America Black Panther video game stuff. It's unfortunate, in my opinion, that it's EA that's behind those games. We'll see how it goes for them. Yeah, we actually touched on that already, dude. Thank you. When did we hit on that? I think maybe Tuesday. Where is that? Yeah. Yeah, and it was, you know, as I said, whenever we found that article, maybe it wasn't Tuesday, might have been Monday. It's always funny, you know, as much as I bust on EA and everything, it's not funny, but it's nice, you know, whenever we get the confirmation, even outside of coming from the individuals themselves that work for those companies, you know, that go, yo, that place sucked. You know, when was that? When did I get that? It's in here somewhere. When did we touch on that? I've got an article from Pinky I need to pull up too. It wasn't that far back, was it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we read it on Insider Gaming on the 16th. Yep. Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine. No, like I said, I mean, I always appreciate people bringing me those kinds of articles and sentiments and stuff. Not everybody's always able to. That's why I always try to tell people, like, if you're not sure we've covered it, bring it to me, you know. But we did cover that on the 16th, and so I won't dive back into it. But, you know, just to talk about it quickly, I mean, I think that, you know, as we've talked about with EA before, there's a reason why EA and you know, a lot of those other companies that have become so notoriously gross to myself and many of us as gaming enthusiasts, and over the years, EA, Blizzard, you know, you name it. There's a lot of them out there. They were once upon a time pretty great developers and publishers, and they lost their way, man. And I think that it's only confirmed by the notion of getting these people that get out from underneath those studios and go, man, that's a bad place, you know. And it's like, yeah, it seems it. You know, it seems that, you know, but I do, yeah. I mean, just because that's don't ever feel like, you know, I don't want to ever dissuade people from shooting me articles just because you think that I might have already covered something, because the chances are always going to just kind of, you never know, right? You never know whether I've covered something, and I'm always going to try and encourage everybody. And as much as you're here, Ferret, right? I mean, you're here all the time, dude. And there's always the chance that even you missed something, and that's fine. That's fine. I always want to encourage people to contribute as much as possible. If you think something's important and pertinent to what we do here, then by all means, shoot it to me. I always appreciate that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. So, you know, it's much appreciated all the time. Anybody can bring me any kind of content and articles and stuff for what we do here, and all of us diving into this, because it's not just for me. I mean, this is for all of us, right? And if anybody's not aware of us potentially hitting on an important topic, and you've got something that you think might be worth us discussing, then bring it to the table. And I mean, just like right now, we might not deep dive on something, but we can kind of rehash it a little bit, you know. So I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't have a lot of, and some of this is probably because I'm not a real big Nintendo fan. I mean, Nintendo's fine with what they do, and they've got some bangers, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I'm not a Nintendo, you know. I'm just not a huge Nintendo fan. So Princess Peach was never going to be something that really was something that I was like, oh my god, Princess Peach is getting there. You know, I cannot wait for this. But if there was something about it, even like after seeing the trailers and stuff, and I was like, it just wasn't that appealing to me, you know. I wonder if are there Metacritic scores up for it already? Let's see if we can pull up Metacritic scores for all the games releasing tomorrow. And what is it? Rise of the Ronin? We'll take a look at all of these. Bro. How does somebody trust Elon Musk enough to let that fool put a computer chip in their brain? Bro. What? I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. There's no way. No way. We'll pull this up real quick. Yeah, we kind of knew that already. Yeah, we're gonna be using Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator this morning before we play Binding of Isaac. So that'll be cool. Ooh, Rise of the Ronin squanders a promising concept with clunky combat and an uninspired story. Ooh, we'll put that right there and see what the reviews are saying as well. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a fun but stagnant throwback? I mean, dude, if it's on par with Dragon's Dogma 1, I'm gonna love it. I'm sorry. It is. I mean, there are a lot of people that love Dragon's Dogma 1. And if it's just a bigger version of Dragon's Dogma 1, most people are gonna really have a great time with it. They are. Rise of the Ronin and review an unremarkable samurai adventure. Oh my god. We're going to have to look at some of this stuff here. The Sims is getting a movie adaptation? What? Created by Margot Robbie's production studio. I can't picture that in my mind's eye, dude. RDR2 got a surprise update. Interesting. Yeah, I don't either, Ferret. Like, what? That's what I'm saying. I don't really get it either. I just can't picture it, man. I can't. But bro, they're trying to turn, I mean, I think this just goes to show you, they're trying to turn every video game into a movie, dude. Or a TV show. Every single one, man. The Sims? It's not like that game even had like a dedicated campaign narrative or anything ever anyways. And they don't even speak English. They speak sim nonsense. You know, like what? I don't understand what you're supposed to do with that as far as, you know, converting that into some kind of piece of entertainment in the movie or TV show piece of entertainment industry. It's weird. We'll see what they do with it. I mean, obviously they're going to try. Apex Legends hacker did it just for fun. Most hackers have this kind of they've got this thing in their brain where they're like, I just wanted to see if I could do it, you know? Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, don't hurt your head any more than it's already, because it's hurting my head too, and I don't even have a headache this morning, so it's got to be crushing you, man. What makes this person think that nobody is nostalgic about the Wii besides them? I talk about the Wii quite often, actually, as being a great, you know, retro console at this point. It was hugely innovative for the video gaming industry. It is incredibly defining as we've moved forward and everything. Oh, yeah. Well, we've all known that for a long time, too, right? We've all known that anti-cheats kind of balls. I mean, it's that cat and mouse game we talk about a lot, though, right? It's like, you know, I think in large part, it's been, you know, the anti-cheat systems are like a nice face for these companies and the organizations to use. I think they do their best, but we've all known, for anybody that's been a part of competitive online, you know, live service games in any form or fashion for a long time, has known that they're not foolproof, not even close, right? And it's always them just struggling to keep up with people circumventing their processes and their safety measures to keep people from doing it. So, but yeah, I think this shines a very big spotlight on their, you know, their shortcomings, if you will, you know. Yeah. So there are a lot of really, really smart hackers out there, dude. A lot of really smart hackers that, if they want to figure out how to get around stuff, they will. Baldur's Gate 3 has been honored with Game of the Year award at the 24th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards. Nice, dude. Not a surprise, I don't think, but good to know. Looks like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is getting their first patch today. Here's what's included. A lot of people are looking for the performance mode improvement stuff, things like that. So we'll take a look and see what we're getting. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think it's you know, yeah, I mean, you see the very, very malicious stuff that goes on, and yeah, it's scary to see those kinds of people doing that stuff to harm others, right? Yeah. Unfortunately. So it looks like Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is the name of the new Captain America / Black Panther game from Amy Hennig that's coming out. That's as far as I want to dive into that right now. We're going to look at the Princess Peach stuff. Diablo 4's next season will change the face of the game. Will it? I hate this statement here. Let's talk about this statement. Hasbro executive says Baldur's Gate 3 proved for us that people really wanted great Dungeons and Dragons games. Bro. People have wanted great Dungeons and Dragons games forever. The problem is finding developers to actually create great Dungeons and Dragons games. Just as with the rest of the video gaming industry. Right? How many Dungeons and Dragons games have there been that have been, mediocre at best? But they play off the Dungeons and Dragons hype and the enthusiasm for that kind of universe. Exactly, Ferret. It's just so stupid. I get so tired of hearing this, and it's like, come on, man. So obviously this Hasbro executive has no idea what this statement right here, I mean, you know, not that I would necessarily expect a Hasbro executive to really know the gaming industry, but this just really cements that for us, you know, like just talking out of their ass. They don't really know what they're talking about. It's just a stupid thing to say. You know, come on, man. This is right up there with like WB trying to like scapegoat their failures for like Suicide Squad on a volatile AAA console gaming market. It's like, dog, every market, every segment of the video gaming industry is going to be volatile if you don't know what you're doing with making video games. It's all going to seem volatile because you're making trash, you know. It's like, you're an idiot, dude. You guys are stupid. It's every segment, every genre. Yeah, exactly, dude. Of the gaming industry is polluted. It's all very, very polluted. And unless you're doing something to stand out with solid content, it's gonna definitely seem volatile to you because you're making trash products that aren't selling well. Oh, this is kind of wild. Stardew Valley's 1.6 update is introducing a sinister cutscene that punishes players who cheat the game. That's cool. I like that. We knew 1.6 was coming, but this is a kind of cool implementation. I like this. This is kind of wild. Full list of Game Developers Choice Awards. Let's see who all the game developers decided to win awards for all the nominees here. Let's take a look at that. Oh, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra revealed along with story trailer. Interesting. We'll take a peek at that too. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I remember us covering that. Yeah, we covered that. Yeah, it was pretty funny, Ferret. Yeah. I love when developers find interesting, unique ways to punish cheaters. Kind of like, actually, and I mean, you know me, I'm not one to really call out and praise Activision and what they do with Call of Duty, but if you haven't seen, what do they call it, the splat, have you seen the splat stuff for Call of Duty? It's hilarious. You know me, I love watching people get wrecked for cheating. You know, Call of Duty obviously has you know, you haven't? Oh bro, it's so good. You should look up Call of Duty cheaters getting splatted. So what happens is, if they get confirmed to be cheating in Call of Duty, there's been this new implementation, and when people weren't aware of it, they were tripping out, and they were basically calling themselves out. So Activision wasn't telling anybody that they were pushing out this implementation, this mechanic. And what would happen is people were getting caught cheating, and so Activision was putting this mechanic onto their account specifically. Anybody caught cheating would get splat. And what it would do is when they would jump out of the plane, right, their parachute would automatically undeploy, and they would just fall, and they couldn't redeploy their parachute. So they would just fall and fall and fall until they hit the ground. And they would automatically die. And even if their teammates came and rezzed them, they would automatically fall back down and die again. And it was awesome. And they weren't being notified why. Right? They thought it was like a bug. So what was happening was like a lot of these people were like reaching out through social media and stuff. They were reaching out through social media, right? So they were hitting up Activision and like Sledgehammer and the developers and stuff behind the game and going, yo, what's going on? Why, you know, I'm getting killed every match. You know, and then Activision would be like, yo, get wrecked, cheater. You know what I mean? So everybody that was following them on social media and stuff was finding out that they were cheating, and they were basically calling themselves out. It was awesome and hilarious, dude. It was so good. Yeah, you can find videos of it on like YouTube and stuff. It was flipping awesome, dude. It was so awesome. It was so funny, dude. I mean, you know me too, man. I'm not real quick to like give kudos out to Activision and Blizzard and stuff. Bro, it was flipping hilarious. It's so good. It was such a flipping. It was like just chef's kiss, dog. Like, what a great way to like have cheaters just call themselves out. Whoever came up with that is a flipping genius, dude. Flipping genius. It was so perfect, man. So good.
I'm the one in control. The one that brings the heat. The one with the flow.
Uh-oh, Metacritic scores reveal the new contender for the worst game of 2024. All right, dude. Let's go. Let's see.
The untouchable.
We'll put that right there.
In control. The one with the crown. Who never backed down. The one busting rhymes.
The Fallout TV show is right. Pleasing fans is impossible. It is. You cannot please everybody. It doesn't matter. You can't even try. I mean, you know, and we talk about this a lot, right? We talked about it here recently. There's a lot of different things that you have to, you know, take into consideration here when you're talking about any kind of piece of entertainment and what have you. Just like with specifically regarding what we're talking about here, Fallout TV show, right? So there are going to be people that throw a fit and go, "This is terrible," you know? It is a fool's errand. You're absolutely right, dude. Yeah. And I actually think it looks really good. I'm excited to watch it. We're going to watch it as a, you know, we're going to watch at least a lot of it together as a watch party here in the channel with anybody else that has Amazon Prime. And I'm excited for it, you know. The thing I think that, you know, for me, I'm not going into it with a lot of very high expectations, but I'm a little hyped for it, and I think it'll meet the, you know, what I'm expecting. And if it exceeds that, then great. But with any piece of entertainment, especially some kind of long-running franchise, you're going to have people that just don't enjoy it, and that's okay. And, you know, there's always going to be the premise of even something that's not long running. Like, take, for instance, the game Valheim. Valheim's a game that's overwhelmingly positive reviewed on Steam, or at least it was for a very long time. Whenever we played it, it was. And, we're talking like hundreds of thousands of people, you know, overwhelmingly positive. But it doesn't mean that everybody's going to love it. There's still some people that don't really enjoy it. And that's just something that comes down to everybody's preferences kind of differ a little bit, right? And that's okay. That's okay. The other side of it, though, is you get people who want to hate on something just because other people enjoy it. There's so many other people that enjoy something. You've got those people that go, well, I'm not going to like this because everybody else does, you know? It's basically like this small population of like Karens that just want to they want to throw shade at something just because everybody else enjoys it. And it's such a weird thing for people to be like that. But there are those people, man. There are those people. And that's what, I mean, you're never going to be able to please everybody. There's just no way around it. You just can't. Give me one second. Keep trying to hit my flipping stream deck buttons, dude. They don't work right now. Everything's like bonked out, dude. It's so weird. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. New video walks you through how the gameplay works. We'll take a quick peek. I wonder how long that video is. We'll take a peek and see. Yo, let's talk about Epic Game Store right now. You've got like 3 more hours, by the way. 3 more hours to get Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and The Bridge for free. Then these will no longer be available. You should grab your free games. There's no reason not to get your free content, man. You know, get your free content. And then after these are gone, you can get Call of the Wild, The Angler, and Invincible Presents Adam Eve. These will be free in roughly 3 hours. But get these before they're gone. Then get ready to grab the new games that are coming free on Epic, okay? Also, at noon today, which is roughly 5 hours from now, the Steam sale is going to end. The spring sale on Steam is going to end. So if there are titles that you were wanting on Steam from the spring sale, you need to grab them before the sale ends in roughly 5 hours, okay? It's going away. Get your games before they're not on sale anymore, all right? Let's see what Ferret was saying. Yeah, lurk away, buddy. Sorry, man. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yep, exactly, dude. Yeah, rip Toriyama, dude. Let's go on, we got a lot of news to cover today, which is not a bad thing. It tends to happen a little bit after coming back from a day off. Oh, I got to get the article from Pinky as well. Let me grab this article from Pinky. Yeah. Which is Overwatch 2 devs fear story missions have been canceled. Yeah. Pinky said in the Discord, imagine making a second game to include PvE, cancel it with a promise to at least add an idea of it, then cancel that as well. Yeah, very nice. So go Blizzard, you know, go Blizzard. And of course, to that, I replied with a GIF that was like, I'm shocked. You know? Well, not that shocked. Flipping Blizzard, dude. A bunch of ding-dongs. All right, let's stick with this. This is a good chunk of articles for us to cover this morning, so we'll do this. Let's dive in here. Oh man. Oh, stretch it out. Stretch it out. Nice big slurp of some coffee, and then we'll get into it. Let's go. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. A new video walks you through how the gameplay works. From TerraVision Games and Ilphonic. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game will launch on June 4th, and a new video from IGN today walks you through the gameplay. This particular video is focused on the gameplay as a human survivor. Oh my god, it's random mode time. Right as I start getting into our first article, of course, right? Pog! Get your random modes in there, guys. Can't win if you don't play. This particular video is focused on the gameplay as a human survivor. You can play as either a clown or a survivor, detailing the various ways you can escape and survive. So it sounds very you know, reminiscent of something like Dead by Daylight, right? DBD really popularized this genre of game, survivor versus killers, and there have been different takes on it. But all in all, you know, Dead by Daylight deserves a lot of kudos and praise for making this type of game so popular, this genre so popular. So, from unlocking doors to smashing down barriers, ripping up cotton candy blockages, and even fueling up a boat, the game will feature multiple ways to survive your stay in Crescent Cove. As the video points out, there's even a fun bit where the Terenzi brothers from the movie show up in their ice cream truck, creating one final path to freedom for surviving players. At the end of each match, the clowns will unleash Clownpocalypse, which will detonate and kill any humans who have not escaped. Check out IGN's exclusive video to learn more. It can be pre-ordered right now from Steam Store, PlayStation Store, and Xbox Marketplace, and the game has full cross-play support. Yeah. It is a 3v7 asymmetrical multiplayer horror game based on the cult horror classic film. When murderous alien clowns come to feed on the quiet town of Crescent Cove, locals must work together to fight back and survive the invasion. Players can team up as either clowns or humans, choosing from a variety of character classes to explore an expansive, ever-changing map with creepy surprises waiting around every corner. Let's take a peek at this and see what we got. 3.5 minutes. Let's go. Turn off this music. Or I thought we would. I might need to bring it up on YouTube. Yeah, okay. It looks like it's loading now, but we'll go ahead and watch it on YouTube.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game, puts you in the very large shoes of the clown invaders, or that of the nimble humans. Aside from all the killing that'll obviously be going on, what do you do in this game? Hello, I'm Jordan Mathewson, design director at Elphonic, and I'm going to walk you through how to survive a Killer Clowns invasion. As a human, your goal is to escape the invasion with your life. This means you need to locate various escape routes and find the necessary items to open them before Clownpocalypse detonates. There are several options when it comes to escapes for humans, all of which are randomized in placement and require a different combination of steps to open. If you're planning on escaping an invasion successfully, you'll need to perform these necessary steps, all while evading and defending yourself from the killer clowns hunting you down. The town of Crescent Cove is, well, located on a cove. It follows that you'll have an opportunity for a water escape, and as it happens, there's a broken down boat docked somewhere in every map. Humans will need to find a spark plug to repair the engine, and a gas can to fuel it up. There's only
Just
room
like
for
Friday
3
the
humans on the
13th,
boat,
right?
so if you're in a group of 4,
Nice,
you'll have
very
to
nice.
figure things out. On the flip side, if you manage to fix and start the boat on your own, you get to choose escaping alone or risking your neck waiting for the others. If while sneaking around you notice
Right,
a large
pouring
concrete
fuel
structure, you
everywhere.
found the bunker, a sealed-off safe house escape. Humans will need to find the gas can to power the generator and a special access card to open the door via the keypad. Be sure to prepare for the door opening, because once it's open for a very limited time and only has room for 3 humans. After that, you're out of luck and you'll need to find another escape opportunity. This strange-looking contraption is the portal machine. The ever-vigilant Wesker Newton found a way to reverse engineer some clown tech, and well, now there's a portal to escape through. Humans will need to find a spark plug, then interact to open up the portal, which needs to be held open for others to escape through. While you can hold it open as long as you'd like, letting go of the portal controls will cause the portal to start closing, but will stay open just long
Bro, what
enough for
happened
you
to
to slip
Batman's
through.
ears, dude?
Once the portal fully collapses, a new spark
So I
plug is
keep
needed to
wondering
open
about
it.
that Batman that
There
you
are several types of
threw at me
barricaded
last
gate
time.
exits
It's
that
like,
can
where's the
exist
flipping
around the
ears at,
exterior
dude?
maps. Finding a gate key will give you the ability to open up
He
the
looks
gate
weird
that is
without
blocking these
ears,
derelict
dog.
escapes. Due to their dangerous state, these gates are barricaded with a wood barrier that needs
What
to be
happened to
smashed
him?
down with melee weapons, which can be extremely noisy. Once through this barricade, you can use the gate key and escape through the precarious exit. If too many humans have tread through these areas, the routes will collapse,
Yeah,
preventing
the
any
no
further
ears.
escape. It's
I was
also
hoping
worth
you would
noting that clowns
notice.
have the ability to coat each of these escapes with cotton candy blockages. This prevents escape
Bro,
progress and must be cleared off before you can continue
from the
escaping. Watch out though,
subreddit,
because failing quick time events
like,
while
what
clearing
happened
cotton
to his
candy or
ears,
interacting
dog?
with escape objects can signal the
Tripping me
clowns of
out,
your
bro.
presence. While all of these escape options are ideal, sometimes things just don't go to plan, and you're left to die in the impending clownpocalypse.
I am so
I can deal with him
When
being
there's
an
30
orange.
seconds
I
left in the
can't
match,
deal with him
the
not
Trenzy
having
brothers
ears
crash
on
through
the
an
mask.
exterior wall and provide one last escape route. It'll be up to any remaining humans to get there in time, and up to the clowns to stop them. At 0
Just
seconds,
man.
the clownpocalypse detonates, which quickly covers the map and kills any humans that have not escaped.
That's funny, bro.
We here at the studio have been having such an amazing time playing this and developing it, and we really can't wait to release this amazing experience for everyone.
I mean, people love these kinds of games, but to be honest, it just looks like another Dead by Daylight Friday the 13th game to me. Or, you know, take any other game like, you know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just it's another one. I don't see anything that really sets it apart. It's a 3v7, which is a little bit different. It's got more killers at the same time, more players, you know, survivors at the same time than I think a lot of the other ones do. I think Jason had, how many survivors did Jason have? But it only had one killer. I don't know. But, you know, if you're interested, yeah, we're doing that today. So I've already got my pre-order in and everything too. And we're going to be doing, I've had the character creator stuff going, you know, I've had that downloaded and installed since like early in the week, but I wanted to wait until today to do it. So we're going to do it today between, doing the news and playing binding. So, we'll do that today. You designed Kappa Face? That's what you're using, Kappa Face? Dude, you've got to show me. You got to show me Kappa Face, dude. That's awesome. My flipping Stream Deck's not working this morning. I had some updates. I had an update to OBS, and like everything was working fine. And then I started the stream up, and now my Stream Deck's just bonked, dude. Like none of my buttons work. Nothing's working. It's crazy. They don't have any good hair. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. So, I don't know. I got to figure out how to get Stream Deck working. I might have to take the stream down for a second after the news and then start back up for the gameplay or something. I don't like not having Stream Deck, dude. I've gotten too used to the quality of life. But we'll see. We'll see. You still got to send me a video, picture and let me see this face you got going for your Dragon's Dogma 2 playthrough. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gets its first patch today. Here's what's included. The fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth... Oh, let's get our music going again. My bad. The fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launched as such a polished product, despite its size and scope, is a testament to the devs that made it happen so smoothly. This has allowed them to settle down and concentrate on ironing out any of the more annoying minor issues that remain and would seem to be the aim of this patch. While not having any major changes, will sort out one or two issues that may have been annoying while you were playing. Most of the fixes here are not sort out game breakers, although there are one or two hidden in there. There are a lot of quality of life tweaks that will make the game more enjoyable, corrected text, better guidance, and some graphical issues altered. Let's have a look at what we get for our download today. The gist of it looks like corrected some typos and omissions, fixed a bug with control character that occurred under certain conditions on the map, fixed a problem where Red 13's abilities Lunatic High and Warrior Inspire were more likely to be canceled during battles. Fixed a bug that caused enemies to stop under certain conditions during battle. Fixed a progression bug that occurred under certain conditions in quest. Improved frame rate and overall game stability. Added sharp and soft options to the screen output settings of performance mode. People were looking for that kind of thing. Improved graphics quality. The reverse setting of the camera is reflected in gliding during the operation of the chocobo in the sky. The reverse setting of the camera is reflected in the shooting minigame camera. Enhanced guidance support during ivy climbing at the location Mithril Mine. Added difficulty settings to the customization screen of the minigames Condor Fort and Gambit Gears. So if you need the entire list, there's a link right here. I'll link this article and then you can go take a look at all the patch notes. Wait, what? Couldn't get any pink fur for the furry? Oh no. 150 options and no pink. What? No way, dude. Are you for reals? Shenanigans. That's crazy. So for anybody that hasn't been hanging out since we first started looking for articles this morning, one of the first things I did is we have like 3 big games releasing tomorrow. Rise of the Ronin, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Princess Peach Showtime. And I've got Metacritic up for all of those, as there will already be Metacritic scores for all of those games. And I've got a few different reviews talking about what to expect from those games. So we're going to take a look at all that. Diablo 4's next season will change the face of the game. Will it? Recently, the Diablo 4 developer team hosted a campfire chat update that revealed the future of the game, namely the Season 4 update that was just delayed. Not expected to arrive until May 14th now, and when it does come around, it's set to change the face of the game, for better or worse. Between April 2nd through 9th, users in the PTR will be able to soak up the new changes. So it won't be long before opinions start surfacing, but at first blush, some of the changes are fairly controversial. Changes on changes. I've got that up, dog. I've got it up. I gave you kudos. You just weren't here yet. So I've got it up. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You were just late, bro. Yeah, I've got it up. So changes on changes with the Season 4 update. Diablo 4 will be undergoing some monumental changes. At the heart of the update sits a complete overhaul of the looting system in Diablo 4, which impacts character progression. Blizzard has boosted the flexibility of items and will introduce 2 all-new crafting systems that encourage deeper customization of loot items. Okay, there's a video you can watch. I'm not going to worry about it. Despite the additions, it has been referenced that stats will be simplified, more digestible than ever before. Loot that drops during combat will be more relevant to the player's chosen class. New trading mechanics are being introduced that will allow players to swap legendary items with other players. Also a rework involving the Codex of Power. Blizzard has also tweaked Diablo 4's endgame, introducing tougher bosses and dungeons that will tax even the most experienced players. A huge number of changes in the cards for Season 4, but players will need to wait longer than expected to soak them up, thanks to the recent pushback. I'll let you guys, let's see what this is real quick. Let's see what this is. Me late? I was here yesterday. Oh, man. Wait. Well, I mean, way too early then, I guess, dude. This campfire chat's 2 hours and 20 minutes if you want it. But that's the video that this is. We're obviously not going to watch that during our news segment, but that's what you need to know about Diablo 4's potential changes coming for Season 4. This is kind of dope, man. Stardew Valley's 1.6 update. Here, let me see if I can get this. Yeah, check that out. That's a little bit better. Stardew Valley's 1.6 update introduces a sinister cutscene that punishes players who cheat the game. Quote, "Thought you were really clever, didn't you?" A sinister new cutscene introduced in Stardew Valley's massive 1.6 update scolds those who glitch their way to an in-game region of the map. Perfection is, as they say, in the eye of the beholder. In the case of Stardew Valley, however, only one beholder really matters, and that is the game's developer, Eric Barone, who has set very stringent criteria as to what constitutes a perfect game. Progress towards a perfect playthrough can be tracked via the perfection meter found in the Walnut Room on Ginger Island. To fill it up, you have to spend countless hours slaying monsters, finding collectibles, growing crops, and generally being an outstanding, problem-solving member of the community. Put in the time and effort to achieve perfection, and you'll be rewarded with access to a part of the map known as the Summit, where you're treated to a heartwarming cutscene with your loved one of choice before being presented with a parade of every animal and character in the game. As its name suggests, reaching the Summit could be considered the pinnacle achievement of Stardew Valley playthrough, a fitting reward that is gated behind tens of hours worth of digital sweat. Or you be a monster and skip all the effort, take the easy way to the summit by using an exploit to glitch out of bounds and navigate to the in-game section of the map. Thankfully, Barone is well aware of this particular dirty trick, but rather than patching out the exploit for 1.6, the developer instead opted to introduce a cutscene to the game, which punishes players for accessing the summit without achieving perfection. Reddit users like Snell51 caught the cutscene shortly after release, which we here at IGN have captured as well. If you don't mind suffering the wrath of Mr. QI, you can watch a walkthrough below, which also includes the cutscene itself if you don't want to go through all that. Interesting. After following the steps, you'll come face to face with Mr. Is it Kui? Mr. Kui? A mysterious character who appears, who operates the casino found in Calico Desert. Well, look who made it to the summit, taunts Mr. Key. Against the backdrop of a glitching sky. Thought you were really clever, didn't you? The NPC then chides the player further for cheating the system before calling them despicable and lunging forwards as the screen fades to black. Player then comes to in the hospital, only to be told that Harvey had been forced to perform emergency surgery on them after they were found unconscious and battered. Harvey then charges the player 500 gold for medical expenses because he isn't running a charity. Thank you very much. How to get the cutscene. That's all the blue section. Since the cutscene obviously didn't appear in the extensive list of changes following the release of 1.6, we have no idea what other surprises might be waiting for other players who look to game the system. Regardless, those hoping to get to the summit with the honest way would do well to consult IGN's comprehensive Stardew Valley wiki and to check out their page detailing everything you need to know about the update. That's kind of funny, dude. I like it. Yeah, nice. Nice, dude. Very cool. That's funny. Let's look at all the winners of awards for the Game Developers Choice Awards for 2024. They've got a list here. I'm not going to read all this, but we can see the list. Best Audio, Hi-Fi Rush. Best Debut, Vinba. Best Design, Baldur's Gate 3. Innovation Award, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I respect that. Best Narrative, Baldur's Gate 3. Social Impact Award, Vinba. Best Technology, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Best Visual Art, Alan Wake 2. Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3. There you go. That's your award winners for the Game Developers Awards this year. All right. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra revealed alongside with the story trailer. So, Marvel Games has announced its latest game, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Releasing in 2025, the game will be developed by new studio Skydance New Media that is being led by Amy Hennig, formerly of EA and Naughty Dog, among other studios. Rise of Hydra is a narrative-driven action-adventure title that will focus around main character Steve Rogers and Captain America, or Captain Tryhard, if you will, and T'Challa's grandfather, Azuri, and the Black Panther from the World War II era, U.S. soldier Gabriel Jones, and Wakandan spy Nanali. So in the chaos of war, worlds collide. Captain America and Azuri, the Black Panther of the 1940s, must overcome their differences and form an uneasy alliance to confront their common enemy, Skydance New Media says. Fighting alongside Gabriel Jones of the Howling Commandos and Nanali, a Wakandan spy embedded in occupied Paris, they must join forces to stop a sinister plot that threatens to turn the havoc of World War II into the ultimate rise of Hydra. So we'll watch this, but in addition to the game's announcement, the studio and Marvel Games released an extensive story trailer for Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Right. No platforms announced so far, but it is being developed in Unreal Engine 5, just so everybody knows. Let's take a look at this.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
I'm more concerned with a tryhard labeled as a captain.
By my count, that makes 2
Sorry.
super soldiers loose in
Captain
Paris.
Chadwick Tryhard.
Counting you.
And that's too
I'm
many.
just nipping.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops.
I'll take Black
Be
Panther.
careful. Stand by me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
I mean, in all
Who
honesty,
the hell
give me Hydra.
are you?
If you wanted
Yo,
us dead,
Reject,
we'd be
what's up?
dead. So what do
This
you want?
is the new
Answers.
game coming out.
Far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Marvel 1943 Rise. This is the first trailer they've released. There you go. I don't understand how this is going to work. I couldn't actually believe this when I saw this morning. This is a little bit weird for me. The Sims is apparently getting a movie adaptation. While I love Margot Robbie, this is apparently coming out from underneath her production studio. I cannot picture this in my mind's eye, dude. How do a Sims movie? You know? Yeah, it's just a movie. Agree. What I mean, The Sims, it's not like The Sims has some kind of like dedicated narrative. It's not like, I mean, they don't speak English. They speak Sim gibberish. You know what I mean? So it's like, what, they're just going to play off the premise of, let's call this The Sims, and then we'll just create our own story around it, and we're just playing off the fact that there's a population of people that really enjoy this game. I mean, that's basically what this is, right? I mean, it's kind of weird. It recently claimed that a movie adaptation of The Sims is in production, being worked on by Margot Robbie Studio and headed by Kate Herron, who most recently directed the first season of Loki. This is the latest in a very long line of live-action adaptations that have seen games find their feet in television or movie format. For some, it has been a very successful transition. Will The Sims become the next big hit to a movie from the world of gaming to the silver screen? God dang. The Sims debuted in 2000, offering players the ability to experience an entire life within a video game. It's a life sim, right? Yeah, The Sims. They could build their dream house, climb through the ranks of a career, get married, have children, generally do all the things that most people do in real life anyway. Time went on, The Sims became more fantastical and inane and ridiculously transaction heavy. Good job, EA. Introducing alien races, jaunty spin-off titles, and more ambitious titles that push players from a single house to sprawling cities, exotic islands, and medieval settings. Now, thanks to The Hollywood Reporter, it has been revealed that The Sims is set to expand again, this time into the realm of movie making. It was recently claimed by the publication that Margot Robbie studio Lucky Chap will take on the production of The Sims movie, which is being backed by EA. God dang. Well, I won't be watching that one, dude. The longtime publisher of the Life Sim title. Yeah, it's not yet known what the Sims movie might look like, but there's an entire universe of possibilities out there. It's as blank a canvas as you could ever hope to get as a filmmaker. Just wondering how they'll get around the Simlish barrier. Yeah, I don't understand what they're trying to get done with this, besides just play towards the fact that there are an amount of people that really enjoy The Sims. Unfortunately. It sucks. I mean, we've talked a lot about why EA is the company they are, right? The reason it's come up a lot here lately is because a lot of the old school games, that EA developed or published way back in the day have become accessible on Steam now, as opposed to just EA's platform. Talking about things like The Sims, Dungeon Keeper, Command and Conquer, things like that. I mean, The Sims, one of those titles too, that definitely put them on the map, with Maxis being the developer, EA the publisher, right? But EA is so gross now, man, and it's unfortunate that a company that so many people came to love because they were so good at making games early and in the you know, the early stages of what they were as a business. They've just become so disgustingly scummy as a video gaming industry corporation. It's just so sad. Where's True at? Red Dead Redemption 2 got a surprise update. No current gen consoles in sight, but it should work better now. Since GTA 6 was announced, fans don't expect to see anything new from Red Dead Redemption 2. However, Rockstar surprised everyone when it rolled out Update 1.32, fixing a bunch of issues and improving performance. Now you will experience fewer crashes and won't have to worry about accidentally airing your laundry in front of other players, as the voice chat is off by default. Moreover, Rockstar added support for HDR 10 Plus gaming, so the game graphics in HDR for HDR 10 Plus gaming displays will be automatically set on compatible graphics cards and monitors connected via HDMI. This made fans wonder if they'll see RDR2 on PlayStation and Xbox Series X and S, but there's no news on that yet and probably won't be at any time soon, with the studio busy working on GTA 6. RDR2 was released in 2018 for PS4 and Xbox One, and while it's not an old game exactly, would be nice to see it boosted with modern consoles. Here's some of the other changes in the latest version of the game. General fixes. Fixed an issue that resulted in naturalist samples not being counted toward daily challenges. Fixed an issue in Dead of Night that resulted in Night Stalkers being able to collect the Night Stalker mask. Fixed an issue that resulted in ambient vehicles not appearing in certain content. Fixed an issue that resulted in free roam missions not launching. Improved an issue that resulted in players becoming stuck when entering the stables. Improved an issue that resulted in players being unable to summon horses and wagons. Fixed various issues that would result in the game crashing or failing to launch. Fixed an issue that resulted in offline mode not working due to Windows 11 updates. Fixed an issue that resulted in crashes after reporting other players. Fixed issues that resulted in offline mode not working correctly. Updated AMD Fidelity Super Resolution FSR libraries to version 2.2, and fixed an issue that resulted in 3200 by 2400 resolution being unavailable. They've got a link to all of the patch notes and everything there also if you want it, so I'll link it to you. All right. Boom, in chat. I've got to bring this. I can't not bring this up. I mean, I can't begin to imagine what it would be like for somebody to be almost totally paralyzed, and the thought process they would have behind accepting the notion of being able to have some functionality back by being able to control some things with their mind. And so being more accepting of this type of premise, but I also cannot even begin to fathom, you know, and a big part of this probably comes from the fact that it's very, very difficult, and I try very hard to be able to put myself into other people's shoes. That's the first step in empathy, right? I try to be a very empathetic person. But trusting somebody like Elon Musk to implant, and I know he didn't physically do it himself, but he is at the core of what this whole process is. Trusting somebody like Elon Musk to put a chip in my brain, dude, is a very hard thing for me to wrap my head around. That flipping dude, I'm sorry. He seems like somebody that just has such little regard for other people, you know, and somebody like that is not somebody that I'm going to trust to do that kind of thing. I'm just sorry, I'm not. Video shows world's first Neuralink brain interface patient playing PC games and chess with his mind. Impressive original 9-minute video posted to Twitter is available below. I love that people still call it Twitter. I will never quit calling it Twitter. Sorry, I just won't. A 9-minute video posted today showed the world's first Neuralink patient playing video games with his mind. The professed Charles Xavier fan, paralyzed man, and lapsed chess player describes being grateful for Elon Musk's controversial Neuralink brain interface project after it allowed him to pick chess and other games back up. We've embedded the full video below. One of the first times Neuralink's first human patient was given full reign of the brain interface, he proceeded to stay up until 6 a.m. playing Civilization 6, enjoying the new input method like a true gamer. Due to the sheer scale and time investment of Civ 6, paralysis would have prevented him from having a proper gaming binge, but Neuralink made it possible. For the video demonstration, the Neuralink subject is mainly testing online chess, but the Civ 6 comments make clear that it's suited for long-term use. When learning controls, he first started differentiating attempted and imagined movement. Then he mentally moved his left and right hands, finally just focused on cursor movements. According to him, this feels akin to force manipulation in Star Wars. The main form of control seems to be staring at a spot on the screen in order to move the cursor there and click. This actually sounds a lot like existing eye tracking software, which can be applied to existing webcams without brain surgery. The main downside described by the patient is in the 8-hour battery life on the unit. He seems quite happy with it otherwise. Before closing the video, it's clear that the first ever Neuralink patient is optimistic about its future. We hope he's right. He also encourages other people who want to be human testers for an input device requiring brain surgery to sign up. His optimism is understandable, but we wouldn't recommend anyone rushing into being a tester unless they're fully committed. Like last time, it's important to remember that these brain implants have allegedly killed several apes, and Elon Musk still denies that to be the case to this day. There may be more promise in eye tracking camera software that doesn't require brain surgery as well, if cursor control is really all this Neuralink is capable of. Right. Yeah. It's a hard thing for me to get on board with right now. Why does Twitter have a big X on it? Sorry.
All right, we should be streaming live here. Hello world, how's it going out there? My name is Bliss and I'm an engineer at Neuralink. And I'd like to introduce you to the first ever user of the Neuralink device. And I think you're my only telekinetic friend that I have.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, not many more of those out there. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Nolan Arbaugh. I'm 29 years old. About 8 years ago, I was in kind of a freak diving accident and dislocated my C4, C5. So I'm a complete quadriplegic. So I'm paralyzed from below the shoulders. I have no sensation or movement below my level of injury, so below my shoulders. Yeah, that about covers it, right?
Do you want to introduce some of your dogs here? Let me flip
Yeah,
the camera so you guys
absolutely.
can see. We got dogs all over the place.
I have to use like a mouth stick and stuff, but now it's all being done with my brain. If y'all can see the cursor moving around the screen, that's all me, y'all. It's pretty cool, huh?
Actually, can you pause the song just for the audio coming through?
There we go.
And that was also done with your brain?
Yep. It's all brain power up there.
Can you explain a little bit just to people who maybe don't have any context on this field or what's going on here? How are you able to actually move the cursor?
Yeah, so we started out with trying out a few different things. We basically went from what we call kind of differentiating, like imagined movement versus attempted movement. So I did that. I like learning languages. I'm learning like Japanese. Right? Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to win this chess game, but we'll see.
And then maybe just one final question. Your mom was showing me a bunch of pictures of you in different Halloween costumes over the years. It's something that
Life, I feel like
once.
reality, I think that they are.
I'll let you guys watch all of it if you want. I mean, I'm not going to watch all 9 minutes of that or anything. I just wanted to see a quick look at what this, was. It does appear like a lot of the, eye tracking software that a lot of people have. I mean, the general public has access to. I don't know what else the Neuralink. I haven't taken a deep dive into the Neuralink stuff to know everything that it's supposed to, be able to give people access to, what they're able to do with it or anything. So I don't really know. What I do know is that, you know, right now, especially with who's behind it in Elon Musk, it's a scary thing for me to, you know, I don't trust that individual. I don't, I just don't. And so I wish the best for that individual that has received the Neuralink implant. I can only imagine what it's like to have to deal with being without the use of any or most of your extremities. It's got to be you know, a very, very brutal thing to deal with, and I try to be empathetic, but I think there's only so much that you can actually really kind of try and relate to when it comes to some drastic kinds of situations like that some people have to deal with when you don't have to deal with it yourself, you know. I can only imagine why somebody would, you know, in that type of situation would be very, very willing to give something like that a chance, you know. I understand it. I just don't trust Elon Musk, dude. I just don't. Oh yeah, Pinky, nice dude. Metacritic scores reveal new contender for worst game of this year. Where there's always a bit of some tracking for us, right? Of like what the worst game so far is, right? Let's see, what do we have? As of today, THQ Nordic's new reboot of Alone in the Dark has finally rolled out. This is the first new entry in the survival horror series since 2015's Alone in the Dark Illumination, which means that there was quite a bit of excitement for longtime fans to see this franchise return. Unfortunately, the early reviews for Alone in the Dark have been quite negative. Overall, Metacritic Alone in the Dark currently boasts a 63 out of 100 aggregate score from 65 reviewers on PS5. Aggregate review scores on Xbox and PC are just a bit higher and sit at 65. Look, let's be fair here. This is not a good score. This is not a good score. This is not going to be the lowest score that anything scores this year. There will be something worse. We usually have something come out that hits the 30s or 40s. That's about a yearly given. It's unfortunate, but it's a thing. So this sucks. It sucks this game is so bad. Because 63, a low 60 score is pretty horrendous. That's very, very much not even worth probably diving into for most people. It's definitely not worth buying. I would say if you're even interested in this at all, you need to be trying to play this on like a subscription service or something, not paying for it, as reviews are pretty bad. But normally every year we get something that is pretty terrible. Down into the 30s or 40s, you know, usually 40s, 50s. 30s is really, really pushing. We'll get those occasionally, but just wait for it. It's early in the year. We've still got like 9 months left. You know what I mean? There's plenty of time for more bad releases, and we'll get them, you know. For the time being, this aggregate score puts Alone in the Dark near the bottom of the list when it comes to the lowest reviewed game so far in 2024. Other games that are in the same group include Skull and Bones, called it, Suicide Squad, called it, Foam Stars, called it, and Silent Hill: The Short Message. Look, for all those people out there, I'm not always going to be right. I'm not always going to be right. You know what I mean? And everybody's got their own respective and subjective takes on what, you know, if a game's going to be good or bad. But usually reviews are a pretty good baseline, and the more data, the more reviews are out there, the better a look at what your average kind of experience is going to be across the board for that title. I tried to tell everybody to stay away from all three of these games before they released. I tried to tell everybody numerous times, all kinds of videos on YouTube about it. Stay away from these games. Too many indicators. They're terrible. And look, I'm not always right. There are occasions where there are games that indicate to me that there's reason to be a little bit worrisome, and they've proven to be decent to pretty good experiences. And I love being proved wrong when that happens. I love being proved wrong, but I'm pretty good at calling these things out, man. I've gotten pretty good at it over the years, and many of us have. I'm not the only one. I'm not saying that, but I do this for a reason. I do the news segments for a reason. You know, trying to promote a better place for all of us, and it's calling out these games that, you know, deserve to not be purchased in a pre-purchase manner or on release and stuff like that. Nice, Pinky. So given that we're only 3 months into the year, there will surely be even more disappointing games that launch throughout the remainder of 2024, unfortunately, but that's the reality we live in, right? So all of these titles are likely safe when it comes to being considered the worst of the worst. As for Alone in the Dark, you can learn more about the game via its official trailer and synopsis right here in this trailer. I'll let you watch it if you want. But yeah, we've already seen a nice chunk of bad games, right? Oh god dang, dude, that's brutal. That's what, dude. Baby Steps is gonna be terrible, bro. Baby Steps is gonna crush me. I know it's gonna be one of those games like that, right? Very physics based, and it's gonna be all about like progression and then losing that progression. It's gonna be funny, and it's also gonna be just mauling. I can't wait. I can't wait, dude. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to take a look at this, take a look. I mean, we've got a great start, man. Unfortunately, to the worst games of the year. It's unfortunate, dude. It sucks, but it's the reality we live in. Let's talk about this and this, and then we'll get to the releases coming tomorrow. I have this perfect training game. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you do. Apex Legends hacker did it just for fun. If you guys didn't hear about it, let me just I'll give you a bit of precursor here to what this is about. There was a big Apex Legends tournament that popped off a few days ago, and some of the North American contestants were actually hacked in the middle of their gameplay. They were hacked and had cheats injected into their accounts. So it was really wild. It was interesting to. We watched videos of it. It was very interesting to see, and you know, I think we've all known, many of us that play competitive games, even games that have anti-cheat, we've known for quite a while that anti-cheat is not foolproof. The hacking and cheating in games is always a cat and mouse kind of situation where you know, the hackers and cheaters, and you guys know me, I hate cheaters. I think that cheaters in games are just soft-ass gamers that don't know how to practice in a game and get good. They want instant gratification of being able to just throttle other people. Sometimes it's just people want to be trolls, but it doesn't matter. It ruins the game experience for everybody else. Most of the people that want to play the game legitly. It sucks, you know? But it's always a cat and mouse game of these organizations and software developers like anti-cheat trying to and the developers of the games themselves, like in this case it would be Respawn with Apex, trying to prevent the cheaters. You know, they cheaters come out with hacks that circumvent the system. Apex, you know, or Respawn and anti-cheat and all of that, they do their best to be proactive in preventing cheats, as well as remediating all the cheats and hacks and stuff that are circumventing their system. But there's always smart people that are circumventing the you know, barriers that are put in place to prevent the hacks, right? So it's always kind of like a circle that's being run around to get around the barriers, and then more barriers are put up to prevent those, and then, you know, it's just this really wild thing that happens. And this is a bit of a different situation though, and It was kind of wild to see this happen. This seems like a very smart person. What's up, True? How you doing, friendo? I hit on some RDR stuff here. I don't know if you saw this or not, but just in case you're interested, new patch came out for RDR 2. There you go. So the yeah, for sure. We'll read about this, but basically what I wanted everybody to know was if you weren't aware, as we touched on a couple of days ago, there was this really wild situation that happened in a legit competitive tournament that was being put on by EA and Respawn and with Apex, and it was a big tournament, and these people got basically hacked, remotely accessed, and hacks injected into their accounts while they were playing the game. It was really wild. So last week, an Apex Legends Global Series tournament was rocked by a situation that saw competitors hacked live on stream. While they were in the game, in an instant, players went from innocently competing to having exploits pop up that allowed them to see the location of every player on the map, forced an immediate end and postponement of the tournament, and an investigation was immediately launched. The perpetrator was quickly uncovered. In a recent interview with TechCrunch, the hacker known as Destroyer 2009 explained why he hacked the competitors. Just for fun. Following the scandal, thousands of Apex Legends players avoided the game as though it were plagued, out of fear that they too would suffer at the hands of some unseen cheater. In the interview with TechCrunch, Destroyer 2009 explained that he hacked the players just for fun, but he never directly interacted with their devices. Instead, he lent on a vulnerability in the game to mess with the tournament and stressed that the hacks never went outside the game. Bizarrely, Destroyer 2009 tried to justify his behavior by suggesting it could have been worse. Just imagine if it wasn't a joke and we didn't put any memes in the cheat. I'm pretty sure you can ruin someone's career if they had a cheat pop up on a tournament. Yeah, he insisted he'd even picked his victims specifically because they were nice guys who deserved the free attention and views they got from the incident. At this point, it's nothing if not a testament to how some hackers and malicious operators have developers on strings manipulating their games with ease. Yeah, it's really wild. I think it's easy to say that they could have done much more with this, probably, if they wanted to. The thing that people have to understand is, in these types of games, if people get caught cheating, they get banned. Their accounts get banned because of the anti-cheat systems and stuff like that, right? So if somebody's able to, you know, I think that when trying to grasp the magnitude of what is happening here and the reason why so many people, right, stayed away from playing Apex for now is because of this vulnerability and the fact that this Destroyer 2009, this hacker, has basically made everybody aware that there's an exploit out there that allows hackers to inject these hacks into other people's accounts while they're playing the game. And so if those accounts are being caught by the anti-cheat system, your account's going to get banned. So it's basically giving the premise of, yo, if you know somebody that plays the game that you don't like and you can figure out how to get this done, you can get their account banned by injecting cheats into their account, right? It's a weird kind of situation. And so people are avoiding the game right now because of this. And it's a really wild situation. And we'll see what happens moving forward. I'll tell you what, Respawn, this is a very popular game, right? Very popular game, and it makes a lot of money for EA. Want to play Apex? I actually love Apex. Dude, it hates my rig. We've talked about this. It hates my rig. I would love to play Apex, but yeah, I like that. Nice, Pinky. Pinky's gonna try to get me banned. Well, why not, dude? It's not like I can play it anyways. The game hates my rig. I don't know why. But it's an interesting kind of situation that EA and Respawn have to try and figure out here, as this is a very, 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 very big title for them, and to have so many people avoiding it right now has got to be pretty catastrophic to a title they lean on pretty heavily, consistently for revenue. It's interesting. Overwatch 2 devs. This is from Pinky, by the way. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. So Pinky sent this to me last night, and I couldn't help but reply with a Futurama meme or GIF, and it was like, I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked. I mean, come on, man. It's Blizzard, right? Should anybody really be surprised by Blizzard doing something like this? Not really. But here we are, you know. Overwatch 2 devs fear story missions have been canceled. The PvE campaign was pitched as the sequel's big pillar. Now ex-devs tell Kotaku its future is unclear. So here we are again, dude, with things that the Blizzard devs have promised to the community behind Overwatch and are not going to meet those promises, dude. It's really gross. In the last few months, Overwatch 2 fans have grown increasingly worried about the state of the hero shooter story missions. These missions were a pillar of the sequel's initial pitch at BlizzCon 2019, the shiny new thing that merited making a game instead of patching the original one, like most live service projects. But since Overwatch 2's October 2022 launch, only one set of missions has been released in August of last year. Currently, there is no release window for more. For Blizzard, the January Xbox layoffs primarily affected developers working on those missions. What's more, recent changes to Overwatch 2's menus suggest story missions are, at the very least, being deprioritized. Since the 2019 announcement, Overwatch 2 has transformed into something almost unrecognizable from those original promises. What was pitched as a sequel that would exist alongside the first hero shooter became a free-to-play title that completely replaced the first game, leaving the original 6v6 rule set unplayable. Blizzard gutted the promised PvE modes and outright canceled hero mode, which would have added replayable levels and customizable skill trees. Now there are just 30-minute missions available, and those are relegated to the smallest section of Overwatch 2's game mode screen. Now, some of the developers fear their years of work won't see the light of day. Kotaku chatted with several ex-Blizzard employees, all of whom spoke on the condition of anonymity for fear of retribution. Excuse me, I can't speak this morning. I need more coffee. Retribution, which is unfortunate. This is how bad the industry is with... these are ex-developers who won't even speak out against Blizzard. You know what I mean? There are so many people that, work in the industry that are even scared to speak out against the companies that they used to work for. Bro, that's how big these companies have gotten. You know what I mean? The amount of political sway they hold over people even after they don't even work in those companies anymore. It's like basically they can just blacklist them out of the industry. It's insanely terrible. So Kotaku chatted with several ex-Blizzard employees, again, all of whom spoke on the condition of anonymity for fear of retribution about the past, present, and future of Overwatch 2's campaign missions. The difficulties of developing Overwatch 2's story mode. According to a former developer, Blizzard's plan was to release Overwatch 2's campaign in multiple content drops over several years. The project had been tied up in pipeline issues dating back more than 5 years. The team was told the intent was to drop 3 missions around every 18 months. They added that while the entire campaign may not be ready to ship yet, every mission is reportedly in some degree of completion at Blizzard. According to that same source, those levels range from fully playable to still in concept. Work on the campaign missions was apparently held up in pursuit of a nebulous thing called Blizzard Quality. I don't believe that's a thing. A term used to describe a standard the company aspires to. According to one source, this became a crutch that was frequently used to avoid making calls that would move the development of story missions forward. Blizzard Quality is a justification to essentially piss about forever and ever, redoing the same work over and over, the source said. Some executive goes, but is it Blizzard Quality? It's always leadership or game directors deciding they need to spend the extra time. So honestly, if they could have just made any kind of decisions, the game would have shipped years ago. Another source said this reliance on Blizzard quality may have contributed to frequent iterations of the original concept, but that wasn't the only issue the team faced while trying to work on Overwatch 2 story missions. Overwatch's PvP gameplay just turned out to be very difficult to adapt for PvE, mostly because of how differentiated and PvP-oriented the hero kits are, the source told Kotaku via text message. Sources described internal sentiment around the story missions as never outright negative, but increasingly pessimistic. One source said that as concerns grew about how they were shaping up, leadership, including director Aaron Keller and executive director Jared Newis, would try to rally the team and in some cases avoid questions entirely. Quote, "You had designers, programmers, artists, QA, all disciplines on the team constantly making suggestions and ideas to improve or trying to do the best we could, but it was all either shot down by a few gatekeepers or just there was no point, there was no time," they told Kotaku. "Almost every single team town hall, there were questions about what do we do if it doesn't succeed? I don't feel confident that it will perform well. What are we going to do about players being disappointed?" It was met with either don't worry about it, it'll be fine, we have so much confidence in it, trust us. Sources say that while let's see, how long is this, dude? Okay, we're almost there. Sources say that while Overwatch 2 was pitched to fans as a fresh start with new ideas and new content, the game's competitive suite was always the priority, and the story mission suffered because of the lineups. This lines up with what Blizzard has openly stated, like Keller's May 2023 announcement the team was gutting its planned PvE modes. We covered that last year, to prioritize the live game, but the decision to cancel hero mode was reportedly made as late in the development process as December of 2022, 2 months after the game's early access launch and 6 months before the company made the official announcement. Quote, "PvP was understood to be the core of the game's success," a source said. "Everybody still cared a lot about PvE though, and that includes team leadership." According to one source, the argument was made internally that Overwatch 2 team would need to double in size to give both PvP and PvE the resources Blizzard believed they needed, but there was dissent on that front. They used to say all the time that we would essentially need two 400 people teams, one for PvP and one for PvE to have the personnel needed. A source said, "I don't think that's true. There were already too many cooks." Do the Xbox layoffs spell more trouble for Overwatch 2? The January Xbox layoffs affected several members of the Overwatch 2 team, including several developers who worked in narrative, PvE, and events. This doesn't confirm a cancellation, but it sure doesn't spark any hope that those missions will see the light of day. If they're going to make more of that stuff, they just laid off all the people who were working on it, a source said. Maybe there's some other way they could do it, but most of the people laid off from the Overwatch team were working on that pillar. The overarching sentiment from the people Kotaku spoke to was that in spite of development issues, everyone on the Overwatch 2 team wanted the story missions and PvE to stand alongside the competitive game. However, it doesn't sound like the higher-ups above them felt the same way. Really doesn't seem like, even from a business perspective, that Activision or Microsoft have any faith in the PvE. I mean, from Microsoft's point of view, I think that watching what they've already done and ripped most of the PvE potential out of the game, why would they want to commit to any of it now? You know what I mean? They're kind of just moving forward with what Blizzard had already kind of ruined, I think, for most people. So I don't think a lot of this can be put on the shoulders of Microsoft, to be fair. This is something that had been in the making a long time from Blizzard. Blizzard had been crushing this, dream for fans of Overwatch for a long, long time. And, I don't think that you can attribute a lot of the failure of this on the shoulders of Microsoft. I just don't think you can do that. Blizzard wrecked this, dude. We all know that. Good article. Thanks, Pinky. Appreciate it, man. Not surprised. So kind of the way I want to end, we got like a lot of articles left here, but it's a bunch of Metacritic reviews, as well as maybe some quick looks at some early review breakdowns of, we've got 3 major games releasing tomorrow. We've got Princess Peach Showtime on the Switch, Rise of the Ronin on PS5. We got Dragon's Dogma 2 on multiple platforms. Coming out of Capcom, right? So it's one of those things where I figured, today is probably a great day. Rip Chris Simon. I don't know who that is. Who's Chris Simon? I don't think I know who that is. Oh, for real? Yeah, I don't think I know really who that is. When did he play? You can post it in the sports channel if you want. I thought it was something to do with the video gaming industry, but yeah. If you have a link or anything you want to post into the Discord or the sports channel or whatever, I'll go check it out. Yeah, interesting. F's in chat for Chris Simon. Yeah, sorry, true. Heart and thoughts go out to Chris Simon's friends and family. Anybody affected by that? Sorry to hear that. So basically what we're going to do now is cover what some early Metacritic reviews are for these big games coming out, and see what maybe some early review sites are saying about the games too. Princess Peach Showtime. Looks like it's getting a 74 right now from critics. 35 critic reviews. This game releases tomorrow. It's got a 74. I'll be honest, from what I saw of this game, I did not expect it to be fantastic. You know? And so I wasn't expecting this game to like blow people away or anything. And I'm not real surprised at this kind of score for it. So if you look at a 74, you look at maybe what this is a review that's pretty close to the score. Princess Peach gives proof of great transforming talent in her second solo adventure. 10 Transformers take turns in levels filled with mini games and secrets. Colorful and fun game marked by a low level of difficulty, which penalizes longevity and targets it mainly at a very young or novice audience. And then the one below that at a 70. Having completed Princess Peach Showtime, it's not the virtual absence of difficulty that it is its main drawback. In fact, it is an excellent game for beginners. We can confirm that children love it. It's varied. Has some very original ideas and a number of very good moments, but the more mediocre levels, the corseting, and the lack of technical finesse prevent our unanimous ovation. So it's going to be a very mediocre game, it looks like. Not fantastic. Younger audience, probably. Let's do Rise of the Ronin next, and we'll do Dragon's Dogma last. You know, I'm a little bit... So, Rise of the Ronin's got a 75 right now. 75. Which is probably not going to meet a lot of people's expectations for what they were hoping this game would be. There's been a lot of hype build up for this here recently. And some of what they showed looked pretty good. But, yeah, it looks like sitting at a 75 out of 51 critic reviews right now. Excuse me. So let's look at something close here. We'll look at this 80 and the 70 and see what they say. Rise of the Ronin takes the right step by offering us an open world along with Souls-like gameplay that Team Ninja has been implementing in their recent games. Not an Assassin's Creed, since the game points in another direction, but we will have a world full of activities and a fun but challenging combat system. Graphically, it is not wonderful, but it has enough details to make it look good. And the 70 below it says, it's not without some flaws, but I finished Rise of the Ronin with much more left to do, even after 50 hours. I want to head back in and see what I missed and attempt to change history. The parts of the game that work more than balance out its weaker elements. While it took a while to find the rhythm of Rise of Ronin's combat, its speed, complexity, and intensity make up for some phenomenal fights that always feel great to win. Rise of the Ronin is a game that might take a bit to get good, but the commitment is worth it. So, I mean, a 75 is not a flush or anything, but this is not going to be like a standout game, right? You're talking about, it's not going to be something I think that is going to be super memorable. It's not going to be a game changing. It's not going to be something people look back on 2024 and go, yeah, Rise of the Ronin. And let's be fair, this is a Tecmo game. Tecmo's been pretty not great about a lot of their games over the past few years. If you go back and look at a lot of them, they've been mediocre at best. So, and to be honest, a lot of them have released with a lot of performance issues. So we'll have to see how performance-wise Rise of the Ronin's doing. But, you know, not real surprised at something like this coming out of Tecmo. to be honest with you. Rise of the Ronin. We got a couple of different reviews. We'll just skim these real quick. Rise of the Ronin squanders a promising concept with clunky combat and uninspired story. Video game review. So, I'm just going to get to the summaries of these reviews real quick. This is a very long. To be fair, the game's not all bad. Fun side quests like cat collecting, finding stray cats and cuddling them, and searching for shrines to earn upgrade points are bright spots in this otherwise underwhelming attempt. AAA game with a $70 price tag should deliver more though. Unfortunately, Rise of the Ronin is a much better game in theory than it is in practice, falling short with outdated graphics, hackneyed combat, and painfully generic characters. Rise of the Ronin is out now on PS5. They gave it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 on Variety. Comic book, an unremarkable samurai adventure. Team Ninja's first foray into an open world leaves a lot to be desired. So we'll summarize this real quick too. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I will link these for you guys though. Rise of the Ronin isn't necessarily an awful game, it's just one that's quite unremarkable. When this project was first unveiled back in 2022, I was ecstatic to see Team Ninja tackle the open world genre and was curious to see how the studio would bring its own unique ideas to this format. Instead, virtually nothing that Team Ninja has done with Rise of the Ronin is enough to set itself apart from a growing deluge of games in the genre. With so many other titles to choose from in this space, there are far better options that warrant your time and attention. Truth hurts, man, but this is the early impression I'm getting from a lot of what I'm reading here. Rise of the Ronin is set to launch tomorrow, yeah, and it's looking like you might be better off just playing a game of this genre that you haven't touched yet, that's already released, that is consensus reviewed better than Rise of the Ronin is. But I'll link both of these reviews for you guys. Take a look. They'll also be in the Discord for anybody that needs to take a look at them after we finish the news segment. Dragon's Dogma 2 is an 87. So far, of all the three major games releasing tomorrow, Dragon's Dogma 2 is taking the cake, if you will, by quite a chunk. A high 80s game is quite respectable. You know, last year was incredibly, it was like a phenomenon. Like, we hadn't seen a year with game releases last year, the way they were so many good games, so highly rated. Usually a game that's a high 80s rate, we can look at all platforms here too. PC right now, the game has a 90, guys. That's what we'll be playing it on tomorrow. That's 34 critic reviews right now. The game has a 90 on PC. It's an 86 on Xbox. It's an 87 on PS5. That means that so far, people that are playing this and reviewing this, critic review wise, are having maybe a better experience. The very cool space exploration documentary. Yeah, I did watch that. I was actually waiting for some kind of meme, and I've got to say, disappointed. It was cool. It was cool. But, I mean, I'll be honest. You sent me something about exploring Uranus. Memes are in the comments. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I could assume that. But, yeah, I watched it. Pinky sent me a video that was like, all about, like, if you were to be able to go explore Uranus. And I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. It was legit just a video about if you were, like, able to go explore Uranus. And it was interesting. But it was legit just about if you were able to go explore Uranus. Like, the planet. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I watched it, dude. Thanks. So I think that across the board here, this is looking really good, especially for. I mean, it does. I think that So far, all platforms, but especially if you're playing on PC right now, this is looking solid, man. Let's look at something close. Let's look at some like 90s. Something decent. Yeah, right, Soup. You're just pissed off because Rise of the Ronin's trash, dude. Why are you pissed off? After a whirlwind 40 hours with Dragon's Dogma 2, it's clear that Capcom has created a flawed masterpiece that might not be for everyone. However, for those that this game speaks to, they will love it to pieces. In a way, it is the perfect sequel to Dragon's Dogma, from a unique twist on the RPG party system to a laissez-faire gameplay mechanic that rewards players who are willing to think outside the box and dig into every corner of the game. Nothing quite like Dragon's Dogma 2. There probably won't be for a long time. Is it having performance issues? See, that's one of the things I don't like. I've got this review up right now. We'll see if they say anything about it. Fun but stagnant throwback video game review. What are they saying here, summary wise? Feels stagnant in ways where I thought I was playing a game from the PS3 and Xbox 360 era almost 15 years ago, not one from the current generation of consoles in 2024. Certain mechanics haven't evolved from the first game. Look, man, here's my. I'll kind of rebuke this. I'll give a bit of a contrasting argument to this. How many times do you have a second iteration come out from a game roughly a decade later and they try to change too much? I'll give you a perfect example. Payday 3 from Payday 2. They ruined that game. They ruined that series. And I think that Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen was amazing. And I think that they didn't need to change too much. I think that they just maybe needed to evolve a few things, which it seems like they have. But I don't think that they needed to change a lot about this game. It was amazing in the first place. So there are too many developers, I think, that get too caught up in trying to change too much. And there's a sentiment in life that you'll hear quite often that's about, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? I think that holds true for a lot of game development too. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think that that's something that a lot of developers need to think about whenever they're bringing another iteration into a series. You know, if you've done something well and people have enjoyed it, stick to it. Don't change it. You might need to evolve some of the mechanics a little bit for modern gameplay, but you don't need to wholly change the game, right? The graphics are sometimes disappointing. Still, the side quest structure and combat hold up after all this time. Dragon's Dogma 2 simultaneously kept the strongest aspects of its predecessor while failing to remedy the shortcomings. The launch is on March 22nd for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Let me take a look and see. We get some performance review stuff. Performance best settings. Thanks, buddy. We'll look at that one too. What's this? Well, here's the other thing though. So there's always the chance that this game is going to have a day one patch come with it, and that's not out there yet, right? So Soup's always really quick to like. I'm surprised you're like talking so much trash about a AAA game. To be honest, you're just so upset that Rise of the Ronin's bad. I know. It's okay, buddy. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Let's take a look at this. We'll take a look. I appreciate this article, dude. I hope it's not bad. There's always a chance that a day one patch will come out and help fix some of these issues and stuff. But let's take a look here. What is this, bro? There's nothing even in here. What is this? You sending me a blank imager page? What is this, dog? You trolling me right now? Why are you sending me Blake Imager pages, you troll? Oh, man. We got that one up. Performance is awful even on PC. Yeah, let's look at PC Gamer, Game Facts. We'll pull a couple of these up. Let's take a look, see what they're saying. Thanks, buddy. Florida Network? Must be your Florida Network. Wait, what? Why'd you say BG3 Kappa, dude? I'll be playing Lethal on Friday. You're not gonna play DD. You're not gonna play Dragon's Dogma, dude. Context is lost time now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed it. I must have missed it, dude. Let's take a look at some of these real quick and see what we got here. Ooh. Looks like Dragon's Dogma 2 appears to be severely CPU limited. Really does demand a fully upgraded rig to ward off sluggishness, especially at higher resolutions. Setting oddities that need navigating as well. I'll cover that and more. Let's see. Recommended specs that make an enormous jump up to target 4K, leaving fast 1080p and 1440p without much guidance. Yeah, we've already looked at the specs they're recommending, right? Now, what were they playing at here? This is what I need to know. When I benchmarked the GTX 1070 within the game's capital city of Venworth, it did average 31 frames at 1080p. That was with my test PC's Core i5 11600K. Outranks the min specs Core i5 10600. Even then, that average was brought down by some horrid drops to around 20 frames. Switching to the newer, faster GPUs produce more causes for concern. Current RTX 4060 could only have... Now, here's another thing. There might be some drivers that come out for the the game tomorrow, too. Could only average 47 frames at 1080 with highest preset. Dropping to low only bumped up to 49. The RTX 3070, which is what I have, revealed a weird lack of difference between minimum and max settings at 1440p with the highest preset, ray tracing enabled, and DLSS quality on at average 40 frames. Only 6 frames slower than with a low preset and ray tracing off. Interesting. Lack of variance. I think this is probably going to be something to do with needing some drivers specifically for GTX cards to come out from NVIDIA, as well as maybe a day one patch also. So we'll see what happens. We can hope anyways. Usually with a big game like this, you'll see a driver update come out for GPUs and stuff too. Let's see if we can figure that out. Yeah, it does look like there's some performance issues for sure. Let me see this. Looks like there are some new NVIDIA game drivers already ready for Dragon's Dogma 2, by the way. So, check this out. This is apparently Capcom already addressing some of the issues here. So let's take a look at this. Oh, this is, I think, what you were trying to send me, right, Soup? Yeah, it looks like this is probably some of what you were trying to send me here, right? Capcom is aware of Dragon's Dogma 2 frame rate issues on PC, looking into fixes. Statement to IGN: Capcom acknowledged possible frame rate issues with Dragon's Dogma 2 on PC, saying they may be linked to the heavy amount of CPU demanded from NPCs in the game. Interesting. This is on a 3080 with a 5800 X3D. This is 4K though, dude. Playing at 4K on DLSS balanced, they've probably got all, yeah. So if you go down to, like, I'm guessing there'll be ways to probably pull a little bit better performance. .4K, 1440p, ray tracing off, max settings. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll be playing it tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. It's not looking real great right now. Not looking real great, but yo, Soup, I appreciate it. We'll see what happens. I don't know how old is this? Oh, this was yesterday. Some of these people might have the NVIDIA updates. Latest drivers, yeah. Latest drivers. So it does look like some of these people probably, these probably came with latest drivers and everything too. We'll see if Capcom gets an update pushed out, you know, for the game. You would hope they push something out to try and improve stuff. And knowing this though is good for me, because I will be probably just running low settings, take ray tracing off, blooming, stuff like that. It won't look fantastic, but I'm much more worried about everything looking good for you guys and the gameplay being as smooth as possible for myself. So we'll see how it goes. Yep. We'll see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I hope we're able to figure out some settings that make it fairly smooth for us. We'll be finding out tomorrow, that's for sure. So I'll leave up this one that Soup gave me. Thanks, buddy. Soup's like, I'm out of here, bro. Talking crap about the Ronin. It sucks to hear this, but we'll see how it plays. We'll see how it plays. It's what's funny is, you know, I always hate this. I hate that, you know, you don't really see the performance issues being pointed out in the review process here. That's always something that I think should be pointed out. In, you know, I don't care if you're being a professional reviewer, you should be paying attention to not just content but the performance of a game on your review as well, and because people should be aware of what they're going to be experiencing when this game's being released, right? Any game. And it's weird to me that's not quite often pointed out in these processes. So I don't know, man. I don't know. What I do know is that's the news for today. Yeah. You guys rock. I appreciate you. Thanks for the input. Pinky, thank you for the Overwatch 2 article, and thank you, Soup, for the Dragon's Dogma stuff, and for coming in here and inciting violence right away. You know, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. We are going to get ready to move on, and we got a couple of things going on for the gameplay today. So before, we're going to play Binding of Isaac for most of the day today, but before we get into that, we're going to be doing the Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator. So as a kind of precursor to playing the game tomorrow on release. We will be doing our character creator to get our main character created as well as our pawn. And that way tomorrow we don't have to deal with the time spent doing that. We can just dive right into the game after the news segment tomorrow, okay? So that's what's coming up next. Thanks for the amazing news segment as always. I appreciate it. It's so good to be back after the day off. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. We're going to have a fantastic day today, as we always do. And if anybody's been able to hang out today, you're not familiar with what we do, or you're watching this as a VOD later on, we start off all of our streams at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT with video gaming news. That would be 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific time every day but Wednesday. Wednesday is our normal day off, but 6 days a week we're live. We begin with video gaming news, trying to stay current with what's going on in the industry, trying to get different viewpoints and just talk about a lot about what we're finding and what's happening, whether it be things particularly dealing with studios or game releases, anything of that nature, man, that's going on within the industry. It's important to us to stay current with that kind of stuff and just promoting a healthier industry all the way around for ourselves as gaming enthusiasts and consumers, you know. After that, we move on. We play games for the rest of the day and just have a good time doing it. This community is all about being welcoming, cultivating a wholesome, welcoming environment for people to come be a part of and enjoy the world of video games. And we have a lot of laughs, we have a lot of good times, but it's about being void of negativity and toxicity and just lifting one another up each and every day as life can kind of be dreary sometimes. It can tend to beat you down, and this is supposed to be a place where people can come and rely on always having a solid place to have friends and a place to be uplifted and everything. So if you can dig that, come be a part of it. We've got an awesome community that's here all the time, and we're always looking for more good people to be a part of it, man. So other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. Happy Thursday. The weekend's almost here, so just keep grinding, baby. It'll be here before you know it. I'm going to run us an outro real quick, but as soon as that is done, we will start getting prepared for playing video games for the rest of the day. All right, you guys rock. Give me a second and I will be right back up here.